Well, hello to the people who are tuning in this morning. It's back in the studio time, and we arrived back quite late last night. Lovely back in my space is what I say. It's great to be out of the kitchen and doing a workout from a very familiar place. We have ready for you today weights. Now I've actually got the new ones that we have stocked for the studio. We've upgraded some of the stuff while you've been away. And these are weighted balls. So they had the same weight, they're 1 kilogram, as you would have had in the little pink handhold weights. The whole idea about a weighted ball is that there's no real grip or grab, there's much more of an open gesture through the arm and hand. Let me know if you're tuning in today. Today is Thursday and it's video number 70 because we've been doing so much of this. There are 17 videos and obviously by the end of next week there'll be more. Just a heads up for people in relationship to tomorrow. Good morning, Donna. Have your weights ready or your bottles of water or your cans of whatever product you want to have in a can. Good morning, Lindsay. A reminder, tomorrow we're not going to be doing a TNT moment just because we have a family do and it's too much to ask of my little body and Tom's lifestyle to actually do tomorrow morning. So make most of today. Hello, Patricia. Have your weights ready? Yes, these green things that look like Granny Smith apples in my head. They are the new form of hand weights that we'll be using in the studio. So once you're back in the studio, these are the products we're going to use. I'm going to try them today in my workout with you. So it's hand weight Pilates for the people that are going to tune in. The workout will start on the mat. There's not really any standing. I'm going to do a kneeling to lunge moment about the middle of the program. But apart from that, it's very much a weighted workout. If for some reason you don't have any weights, then you just do the workout without. I hope you're all getting dead excited, very excited, uber excited, super excited about the fact that you will soon be here on the Reformers. And I'll and teach what I see, and therefore be cued by you. Hello, Susan. Obviously, many of us are still doing the 20-day challenge. Some of us are going backwards and forwards through it several times, which is incredible. Today's workout, though, will hopefully complement the weighted work that a lot of you have been praising. I'm using these balls. These are weighted balls. These are my handheld weights. And when you come back to the studio, you too will have this type of weight to use. It's a good morning to everybody who's tuning in today. We appreciate that actually, as people have gone back to work and people are doing all sorts of other things, that the numbers have gradually decreased for the live moments, which is great because it's actually in time for us opening up. What will happen when we do open is we won't necessarily do live so much as just post videos. Hello Emily, great to see you here too. I know you're now a working girl. What I have in my hand are not juggling balls, but these are weights ready for the workout, which is arms and Pilates mats. If you want to grab your weights or your cans or your bottles of water, then what you have by your side will work for you. Good morning, Diane, and Anne Barron's watching. So it's almost ready to go. You will be starting, good morning, Ken. You'll be starting on your mats. I would say, good morning to everyone, yes. Have your head pad ready. I've got our lovely new ones ready for me for when we're doing lying down, but you will be starting seated. If we get our position ready as people are coming in to tune in and getting ready to work with, holding your weights if you're using weights, take your weights into your hands and have your elbows bent. Your first shape is that seated upright spine shape. I'm holding my weights by the sides of my knee joint, my legs are bent, and we start the breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Good morning, Janine. If as you sit here and you've got your weights in your hands and you're breathing happening in and out deeply, you find you're gripping your weights, just release the weights. Let the weights feel heavy and almost lead you to your armpits. First sequence then, as you breathe out, you're simply going to float your arms forwards and backwards. Your weights are facing each other, palms of the hands, they come to facing each other as you're exhaling away and inhaling back in. This is your breathing setup. I'm hoping that as people that get really tight in the hip flexors are getting much more used to sitting up and staying without it being too draining on the flexors. Okay people, we're going to take this then to a push your arms forwards and bend the ribcage spine forwards. And then bend your elbows and sit up tall. It's a breath out for forwards bent spine and a breath in for sitting up tall. Keep this going and listen to some more cues. When you're pushing your arms forwards and backwards, don't let your shoulders lift up in the direction of your neck or your ears. The armpit wants to stay dominant, and the pulling of the weights down into the armpit area. As your arms bend and come back, you should be able to feel something in the upper back. Okay, people, the next time you come to your knees, stay. Now open your arms T-shape and exhale forwards. Palms still faced forwards as you come into that T. That's your breath in. Exhale, that's your breath out. So all this while, shrinking the abdominal area in with the breathing out muscles, opening the chest with the inhale, as only the breath can open the chest. It stands to reason, doesn't it? Okay, these are your last two. Your weights will face each other this moment here, and they won't. They'll face forwards on this T-shape. Last one. And open T, and then let that go. If your weights end up feeling too heavy, then you simply get rid of them for a moment and then maybe come back. Don't get shoulder pain. We're going to take you into rolling down all the way to the floor and back up. So hold your weights forward. Exhaling, watch it as you roll off your sit bones all the way down. Take your weights above you, breathe in, breathe out, and flow back in, keeping perfect symmetry. So your thigh bones are parallel. You're rolling and the breathing out. You're breathing in and you see the weights above you. You breathe out and you roll. You breathe in and you sit tall. Exhaling through the pelvic part of the spine and rhythm with your breathing. And again, I can't emphasize how you don't want your shoulders to shrug up to your ears. Exhaling and rolling up. Inhale, exhale, inhale. If you want to take your weights further back on the inhale and then pull them on the breath out, you can. So now we start increasing the ask of the muscles around the armpit area. So by doing that to above, it cannot be that suddenly you're feeling pinchy in the shoulder joint itself. So the inhale can reach you back behind, the breath out can pull you forwards, and keep both arms absolutely level. So I use the knees as my gauge, keeping the movement pattern with symmetry continuously from one end to the other. We've got one more full range of movement, mobilizing of the spine and the shoulder space. And you're going to stay up. We're now going to use the weights to wake up your obliques. Good morning, Zaki. So pull your weight in and join them together, elbows wide, like knees up Mrs. Brown, elbows wide. As you hold your weights together, exhale and go a little way back. Take one weight to the floor, pull it back again. Take the other weight, go down and pull it back. Take the weight to the floor, pull it back again, have a look at where it goes, pull it back, and then exhale and come all the way up, sit tall. Go again, exhaling, you roll back, pivoting back, breathe. Now to the floor and weights together. To the floor. As you turn your head and look, there should be no movement from the lower back at all, or the pelvis. The next time both weights are together, stay, push them forwards and sit up. You're now going to go into full roll down again, but this time as you go down, you're going to circle and exhale, circle as you come back up. Go down and circle your arms, breathe in and circling back up. You keep the circles within your peripheral vision, so the circles can be seen and either side of the eye gaze. Inhale, exhale, arms circle. The circles are big or they're smaller. Inhaling, exhale, open through the chest, arms circle, and we go back, circling. Inhale, exhale, and you have one more. Arms, lay the spine down, flow your arms up, and stay. Ready for another set of obliques, which is our final set. You're going to exhale, pivot backwards off your sit bones like you were doing. Now as you breathe out, pull both weights to the opposite armpit breast area, breathe in and return. Exhale, over to the opposite side, inhale, return, and Inhale, return, and inhale, return. Pull the weights to you as you bend over them, and then you sit up tall. Repeat that same sequence. Pivot backwards with the breath out. Breathe in. Exhale, turn and push your weights away. Pull them back. Turn and push your weights away. Diagonal line. And back again. Exhale, pull the weights to you, rolling up, and you're ready now to roll down to stay down. So you hold your weights forwards of your knees, you roll off the sit bones, create absolute alignment, symmetry, space. And once you're lying down, slide your heels under your knees. Now you want to get your head pad in place. Remember that whatever you're using under your head, if indeed you are, it goes under the skull, not under the neck. Get the sense of your pelvis to shoulders alignment. Check where your knees are. And you're still holding these weights. But now we have the weights and the arms in the equivalent of, it's ready for it as though it's a bicep curl. So here, your bicep would curl, wouldn't it? So if you're holding your elbows bent, as you pull towards your shoulder, keeping your upper arm by your side, that would work your bicep. So let's get used to that stability position. Whilst you're doing this bicep, lying on your back, your upper arms are not resting on the mat. That's crucial. The weights pull towards the shoulder, your hands stay thumbs towards shoulder joint, you don't cross your arms towards the chest area to your shoulder. As the pelvic position is staying in your neutral spine and the breathing muscles keeping that alignment. Okay, this is your last one. Exhaling and stay here. I'm just going to change the hold of these. So you're now holding your weights ready for exhale, curl. Your arms straighten, so it's the opposite. Inhale and uncurl your arms. Now we're adding a curl up. Your spine ideally is in a gentle neutral or a gentle imprint. Whichever way, it can't be felt in your back. It has to be felt in your arms and your abs. We're going to add a heel slide to this. As I curl up, I'll straighten my leg, and as I uncurl, I'll bend it. Exhale, nod, ribs and curl. Inhaling, back we come. And down. It's not unlike with the arms, your mid-back series with hands in straps. Curling, stretching out the legs and uncurling. And the rules apply. If you can't see your legs, then you haven't curled up sufficiently. This is the last one with your left-hand side going, or whichever side you didn't start on. Now, push your arms to the ceiling. Exhaling then, curl up and pull one leg up to tabletop. Inhale, lower it down and pull the arms up. Exhale, curl, lift the other leg. Inhale, the leg lowers down. Breathe out, push strong through your arms. Breathe in and come back down. Aim to make the rib cage alignment equal both sides. You're holding your weights so that they face each other. Inhaling and down. Exhale, I'm losing this weight. This is a great product. I haven't really trialed it enough. And curl. People, the next time one leg comes up, stay up. Keep it up. Hold your arms there. Go to an imprint and bring your second leg up. You're now breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Circling through your arms, palms face each other. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4. If it's in your neck, simply place your head down but keep your imprint. And you're aiming to keep these circular arm activities. The shoulder is stable, the pelvic floor drawn up, the navel to the spine, and your weights are pushing away from the armpit, past your hips, in the bid to keep this space. Now reverse the circle. Remember, you can roll up and down simultaneously. The circling of your arms, we're training the muscles, front deltoid, biceps to some degree, but hopefully obliques more than anything. And last 2 moments, breathing. Last moment, and take your arms up in the air. You're now in the 45-degree position. Imagine you've got your hands in the straps. Exhale, curl, and push your legs. Inhale, bend the legs and come back. Breathe out. You're on the reformer in your mind, and you're using these balls, these weights, to get the sense of pulling against the spring load in the straps and returning back. Exhaling. And breathing in and returning back. Keep your chin in. Breathe out. And breathe in and return. And breathe out. Are you feeling everything working in the abdominals and your arms? 2 more. It's your last one this time. Exhale. And people, before we carry on, place your feet back on the floor and put your hands on the floor. Have your legs really close together, snugly pulling on the inside of the thigh. If you're using a head pad, you may want to be rid of it. We're doing hip lifts, not hip rolls, but hip lifts. So breath out now, press against your feet and press down onto your weights, and breathe in and come back down, hinging at the hip. Breath out, push the knees forwards, lift your hips. If you have got the head pad that's cushiony, then by all means push your head into the pad as you push your hips up. If you keep the inner thighs working, as you press the ground away, bit of our theme this week, isn't it? Learning to push the ground away by pressing into the hands. We push the ground away, pushing into your feet. Hands and feet push, and the breath out floats up and down. The hamstring should core connect you, as should the inner thigh in terms of the adductors. Do 3 more. Really big breaths. 2 more. Press into the ground. Pull up on the pelvic floor to keep the pelvic stabilisation. And last time. When you come out of this last one, find yourself back into imprint. Now take your arms so they are out at T-shape, not resting on the floor by any stretch of the imagination, and forwards of your shoulder. Pick up your right leg to tabletop, check. Find a gentle imprint continuously, and bring your second leg up into that diagonal line. One leg bent, one leg straight. Breathe out, curl, and pull the weights together as you lower the straight leg down. Breathe in, switch legs, take your arms out. Exhale, curl, lower one leg down, the weights touch behind the bent leg. Inhale, back you come. Breathe out. Look at the legs, remember that's how. Inhale and back. Exhaling, up you come. Pull the weights in, inhale and back. Depending on how wide you go with these arms as they go out sideways, depends on how much load you put through the front of the shoulder. Exhaling, remember, it cannot land in the joint of the shoulder. It really must stay quite global through the whole of the upper arm, shoulder area, and if anything, dominantly in the abdominals as you go up and back down. Change your grip if you need to. Exhaling. And inhaling. And last 2. Last one. Curl up and back down. Okay, pop your weights into your hands here. And then as you open the arms out, arms go wide, low goes straight. And as you close up, weights come together to the ceiling. Out you go, exhaling. And inhale back. And exhale, keep the head down, keep a true spine, legs absolutely level. Exhaling. In the opening out of the arm area, it's a bit like we did on the roller yesterday in some of our Zoom work. You're getting a stretch across the pecs. So the COVID tightness that comes through the stress of the upper body and the stiffness that is the result of lots of seated work, all of that is being chased away by doing this. You have just 1 more. Exhale and inhale back. Okay, we're going to go back to our obliques. So keep your right leg straight and keep your left leg bent. Breathe out, curl up and take 1 weight to the floor and 1 weight to the shin. Breathe in and come back down. So you're parting company with those weights. I'm going over to the left hand side and up to the left ankle. Breathe up. Out breath for the upward phase. And if you want to pull both weights down, you can. Do whatever works deeper into your obliques without you twisting anywhere. Breathing, so you're keeping the strong straight leg, as we've always described, full of energy, and you're reaching up, finding the obliques. 2 more. Last time. Bring both legs back, set out your other leg, your ball weights are together. Exhaling, you come up in the direction of the ankle. That gives you the sense of rolling upwards and towards the leg, which is why I've put it in there. Inhale, and you roll up. Once you've got that sense of rolling up, then you can start to pull down more. So you've got this split, and you keep looking for your thighs. Look. The obliques and some of the hip flexors should be active. The shoulder and neck should feel nothing. You've 2 more this side. Keep breathing. Last time. And then pull those knees in. Rock backwards and forwards a tad with the lower back. Your next position is going to be lying on your side. So take yourself, lying. If you're using your head pad, that's fine. Otherwise, it's hand under head. You'll obviously only use one weight when we do this side. So either hand under the head or head pad. It really doesn't make much difference because of the way we've been training you. And the weighted hand, find your straight line into your side lying balance position, sorry. And now that you're there, pull your toes to your nose, check. Make sure you've got your gap underneath your waist area, check. And then from that moment there, the holding of your weights into your hands there. I want you to float the legs fractionally off the ground so that you're no longer grounded. In other words, your holding position, this is how you're going to stay, is stabilised through the gentle kind of recruitment of the whole core as well as your side bottom, side thigh, inner thigh. Now breathe in and take this weight up. Breathe out and lower it forwards in front of the shoulder. Breathe in and pull it back again. Okay, exhaling. Inhale, float it up. Exhale, feel the core connect as you pull down, down, down. Hold for breath in. Exhale, you should work really hard on the abdominals as the arm comes back. Now inhale up, exhale down and circle it back. Breathe in, up you go. Keep the workload going on, pelvic floor, navel to spine. This is another way of reaching the trunk stability system in our side profile. A lot of us, our weakest area is the side muscles supporting us in full range work, full load work. In other words, all that single plank stuff that we do through single arm, that's all this system here. So just by adding a weight to your arm circles with your legs hovering the ground, you're adding pelvic stabilisation in the lateral positioning, which can only be good, and through the armpits. You've got 1 more of these, inhaling up. In this moment when your arm goes forward, you should really feel the obliques working and pull down. Now exhaling, keep the weight reaching away and lift the legs into that double leg lift with the closure of the lower waist, and inhale and down you go, turning the waist. Exhale, lift as though you're trying to reach for your hand, and inhale, back down. Check you haven't twisted as you come up. Now if it's too intense, you'd simply put your weight to the floor and you would do it like this. So it's not wrong to do this. If that technique of putting your hand against the floor is a better connection, then that's your progression. That's how, if you modify it, you end up travelling somewhere rather than being stuck in no man's land of really poor technique. Okay, 2 more. So if you have the privilege of being able to hold your position, now exhale, and as you lift your legs, pull your arm down, and inhale, lower. Exhaling, you're in that hip hitch, and inhale, lower. You could, if you're finding it too intense, just lift the single leg and lower down, and particularly if you're trying to progress, if that gives you abductor work, that's the side of the bottom, then that's good for you, okay? Otherwise, try and keep the double leg, lift, and lower. Exhale, underneath thigh, navel to spine, obliques, inhaling and part company. 2 more, inner thigh, pelvic floor, obliques, stop it going into your neck. Last time, up we go, and lowering down. Well done. You're going to come and bring yourself into a kneeling position. We're going to do a lunge from this position here. So first things first, if you take yourself, I'm not going to change direction. You can do this too. You can just keep facing the screen. You could actually take both weights. Apologies, I meant us to have both weights in the hands. My foot's tucked under on the back leg. My foot is near lined up over the heel on the front leg. I'm going to use the weights to help me lunge up and down. Now you still need to look at something that doesn't move as you get this lunge going. And it may be that now that you're in position going up and down that you don't want to quite go too far down. The weights do help because they help the weight travel forwards. So gravity is being assisted really, your load pushing up against it. And the hamstring glute gets happily involved on that front leg. You're hinging at the hips. As your weights go, you can have straight arms if you want to. If the better flow is here, then let that be the better flow. Or you can have your elbows and push. Last one. So lowering down, as I nearly fell out of the air is the truth. The weights are both challenging and assisting. It's one of those. You need to know I did all my prep with pink weights. I'm now realising I probably should have done it with these little green weirdo balls, but they feel nice. Are you ready? We go. Push, stabilise and lower. Make sure your weights stay probably around the thigh as you come down and definitely lower than the shoulder as you go up. You're lowering and lifting. You can flow up and down, and you know you can lose your weights, don't you? Keep this going. Shoulders are relaxed, nothing in the neck. If it's in the neck, the weight is going into the wrong part of the body. You could even keep your arms down like that and use the weights to help the shoulder space itself. All right, people, you've got two more. And last time, and let that go. From there, kneeling then, we're going to go backwards lean with the weights and forwards pull. Exhaling. Now the weight puts more load through the thigh the moment you start leaning backwards. Just two more. So you're now having to resist with the active thigh, and remember to flex at your ankle. You can resist, so the quads are working harder at becoming longer, as it were. Last time, as you backwards lean, and you're ready now for the other side of side lying. If you take your pad, if you're using it, if you're not, that's great, just take your body. So we take ourselves sideways, find our form, using a weight. Your setup then, once you've got the right heel to hip to head to shoulder, is where it should be here, and legs on top of each other, and legs no longer grounded. Get your breath going, and then inhale, the arm goes up. Breathe out, lower it forwards. Breathe in and pull it back. Breathe out, core connect. Breathe in, let it go up. Breathe out, pull it down. Breathe in and pull it back. Shoulders, collarbone, so this area here stays completely open. The hardest part is here. As you pull the weight forwards of the trunk, you have to resist with all your trunk stabilizers so that the weight doesn't pull you over and roll you forward. So this flex here, this bend over the shoulder, and now inhaling, exhale, all one movement, circling and inhale, exhaling, no rounding shoulder, and back. The legs staying off the ground actually give you more feedback for the trunk stability, whereas if I'd allowed you to have your legs down, I think you would not manage it in the same way, okay? And just do me two more. I'm losing the weight again, you need to grip it a bit better. Last time. So shoulder stays true, obliques are awake, and let that go. From that position there then, you're going to lift and lower. You'll lift and lower. The lift is in your mind, it's as though you're lifting to the weighted ball, the weight or the ball, whatever you've got actually. And you're waking up the inner thighs now. So the exhale through the inner thigh, through the pelvic floor. Keep your head, although I realise I'm twisted because I'm looking at my screen. Got 2 more. We're waking up the hip of the hitch basically, so the obliques are gradually becoming more and more involved. All right, so take your arm up here. If you can then, pull the weights and the arms together, arms and legs even. Exhale, arms and legs. Breathe in. Remember, you can have your arm in front, and if it's all about technique, I would definitely have my arm in front. If you're weaker, remember also pelvic tilt, you can't do this without being in true neutral. The complexity happens when people complain of their hips because the pelvis is usually tilted or twisted inappropriately. So the full-blown exercise is this and this. Inner thigh knows it's working. The waist closes on the ground underneath you. You're aware of your obliques and your inner thighs. And lift, go and really lift the legs. If your inner thigh doesn't register, then I would suggest you're rolling out of position and using other muscles. Inner thigh on the underneath leg. You should really be working hard. Ideally, I want to be facing away from my screen. I've realised what's wrong. But you can see what's going on. 2 more. And last one. And let that go. Okay, you may as well roll straight over onto your tummies. I'm running out of time for everything I planned, which is classic Tanya Loxham style. Right, you're on your front. Reach your toes away as you understand how. And now take your weights into the palms of the hands facing the ceiling. So my palms face the ceiling. You're holding your weights as is. And your setup position is the position, remember. The setup is the pubic bone dominant. Check. Are your legs reaching right away from your pelvis whilst keeping the pubis dominant? And can you breathe deeply in and out, keeping the rib cage from forcing into the floor? First activity, therefore, crown of the head reaches. Breathe out, roll the shoulder blades together and pull the weights to the back of the bum cheek. Breathe in and show the weights to the ceiling. Exhale. Shoulder blades. Inhale. And exhale, pull the shoulder blades together. Keep pubic bone dominant. Keep the nose hovering the floor. You're working all of the back stabilizers, okay? Exhaling. And inhaling. 2 more. Last time. And let that go. I would have developed that, but I want to go straight to hands and knees as well. We can always develop it another day. Take one of your weights away or just knuckle it. I need to get us into triceps. If you're here and your arm is reaching, you're already all fours with one arm by your side. Keeping that shape then, send. So I've got my right arm, I've sent my left leg out and just touching the floor with it. Inhale, I'm going to lower the weight to the floor. Breath out. Push it back behind the thigh. If you were lying on the box on the reformer, you'd be pulling against a rope in this one with the hand against the rope, asking your obliques to stabilise. You keep your shoulders true. It's the arm moving within a stable shoulder joint. The shoulder is stable because the rib cage to hip pelvic area is connected. The next time your arm's up, stay. Have your elbow bend and extend. So here we get into the tricep. The most sinister thing here is people losing their shoulder stability. Allow the elbow to bend and extend. So my upper arm is higher than the back of the ribs. The elbow joint pokes the ceiling like a chicken wing, and I push my arms straight. It's the straight there that is your tricep. 2 more. 1 more. Keep it straight and stay. Hold, know where the back of the upper arm is, the tricep. Hold it. Now if you lose your shoulder, you won't keep your tricep, and let that go. Ready for the other side. You're in all fours. You're breathing deeply in and out, stabilizing, and send the other leg away. Here we go. Take your arm backwards, shrink the tongue in. The first positioning is that the arm lowers down and lifts up. Now change your view so you can see. So the arm lowers and lifts. Forgive me, I'm getting confused because I keep changing sides. Your straight arm lifts and lowers. Up. The leg that's stretched out is touching, it's a connection. Next time your arm is up, you're going to stay. So now we have the tricep, the arm bent. If your arm hasn't gone very high behind you, then you won't get the same detail into the tricep. You'll still get what you need, so long as you're not rounding your shoulders. The leg that's on the floor is light, okay, just to make a point, it is so light. And the reason I'm taking your diagonal leg out is to make sure you don't just ground everything and think only of your arm. It's trunk stability with your arm, people. Trunk and then arm. Last 2. Breathing in. Last 1. And let the weight go. From now, put both hands as far forwards as you can, reach your arms, and you're going to get a big stretch. So all of the upper body is use the weights. If you can reach your arms, you're stretching out the muscles that make up the back of the upper arm into your armpit, releasing through your shoulders. Keep breathing deeply in and out. A couple more breaths. And then drag your hands and slowly roll yourself up to your knees and let that go. Before you zoom away, I'm going to do a stretch for your neck. So you can either do this kneeling up or kneeling down, it doesn't really matter. Whichever way, you want a neutral spine. Just take your hand, put your middle finger on your neck, actually I'll face the screen for you. And from here, gently pull. And it really is just that little bit of a nurture. And turn the palm of the other arm, the arm that's down by your side, out. And this will give you an efficient, effective stretch through the pathway of area that could have got involved unnecessarily. It's impossible to not involve some of your neck. Your neck's connected to your shoulder, to your head. It's just that you don't want everything there. Ready for the other side? So take your hand, middle finger, to the skull. You want to be square to the direction you're facing, and breathe. So as you're gently pushing the hand down to the floor, you're giving yourself a physical open space. And it's so subtle when you just add that little bit of an influence of the middle finger pulling against the bony skull area. There's no twist, there's no shift, but you'll get this whole through the front of the collarbone, all the way through the bicep area, and release. Then from there, pull the chin to the throat, so tight, and let the chin nod all the way down. It's as though you're pulling that skull to open all of the vertebrae behind you. Again, you're staying utterly in neutral. Keep the chin in, it's hard to speak with your chin in, and then let the head go up. Roll your shoulders one then the other. I might advise, so if I had more time than I do have, I'd probably say the best thing you could do after this workout with these weights is go and lie on your roller and do a lot of the stuff that we do lying on the roller, arms opening and closing. And therefore the workload of strength through the upper body, which these weights give you, will then turn into length and strength by mobilizing and freeing everything up after that workout with the weights. So, all that remains is for me to say goodbye and farewell. So long, glad you could join me. Tomorrow morning there'll be no TNT. We have family up and they're all travelling from all over, and we have to be part of that. My brother's leaving for a few years, so that's the way. We haven't seen him since Christmas. So tomorrow morning won't be happening. I hope you can find other people to play your games. Otherwise, I will see you all next week. I've got Zoom now. Zoom is on next week, as is the Facebook Live. And let me know how you feel about the workout. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to do in the workout. Baked beans definitely shaken, not stirred. Well done, Lindsay. Have a great weekend, people, and enjoy whatever you can in life, and enjoy doing this Pilates challenge of 20 videos before we come back to this studio, which is ready and waiting. I'm going to turn off now, so it's a goodbye from me.